Finally, as requested, we are about to analyze the Italian song Zitti E Buoni, Quiet and Behaved by Måneskin. This famous song not only stormed the stage at the Sanremo Music Festival 2021, securing the top spot, but also went on to conquer Europe by winning the prestigious Eurovision Song Contest 2021. As far as concerns our analysis, it's important to keep in mind that the linguistic register of the song is strictly colloquial, reflecting its punk vibe. This makes it an excellent resource for learners eager to grasp the nuances of spoken Italian. From slang to idiomatic expressions, the song's lyrics provide a vivid snapshot of how Italian is used in real-life conversations. The song is pure rage and rebellion against authority, and this feeling is perfectly translated into words and music. It's no coincidence they collaborated with Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine. That said, are you ready to learn some Italian with this song? Then let's break down Zitti e Buoni together. Loro non sanno di che parlo. They don't know what I'm talking about. Vestiti sporchi fra di fango. Dirty clothes brought with mud. In Italian, fra is the colloquial abbreviation of fratello. Just like in English, bro is the colloquial abbreviation of brother. Giallo di siga fra le dita. Cigarette yellow between the fingers. Siga is another colloquial abbreviation and stands for sigaretta, cigarette. Just like in other countries, in Italy the part of the cigarette that contains the filter, usually the side you hold between your fingers while smoking, is yellow. Io con la siga camminando. Me walking with the cigarette. In this stanza, there are a they and a I. They don't know what I am talking about because they don't know what it's like to have dirty clothes and come from a less than favorable background. Scusami, ma ci credo tanto. Sorry, but I really do believe che posso fare questo salto. That I can make this leap. E anche se la strada è in salita, and even if the road is uphill, per questo ora mi sto allenando. That's now why I'm training. And in a world of standardized lives, what's more uphill than chasing your dreams? But in a conformist world, that's not the only uphill road. More generally, this stanza can be seen as a metaphor for any nuance of critical and anti-conformist thinking. In fact, in this scenario, the only easy road is the one that follows the standard. E buonasera, signore e signori. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Fuori gli attori. Out with the actors. Vi conviene toccarvi I coglioni. You better touch your nuts. Okay, this line needs some context. Let's start with the word coglioni, the plural of coglione. This is the vulgar term used to indicate testicles. I look for translations, but as far as I know, English doesn't have a vulgar term to indicate testicles, except nuts. But just so you know, nuts is much more lighter than the Italian equivalent. That said, now let's explain the idiomatic expressions related to this term. Toccarsi I coglioni can be literally translated as to touch your nuts, as in testicles, as we said. However, the meaning of this idiom is the same as the English knock on wood, used to ward off bad luck. But what's the bad luck the Måneskin are trying to warn you off? Let's see. Vi conviene stare zitti e buoni. You better stay quiet and behaved. Imply to avoid getting in trouble. Because qui la gente è strana, tipo spacciatori. Here the people are strange, like drug dealers. This refers to some notorious zones of the big Italian cities, like the one Måneskin come from. troppe notti stavo chiuso fuori. Too many nights I was locked out. Mo li prendo a calci sti portoni. Now I'll kick these doors gates. More common in the center and south Italy, mo is a strictly colloquial way to say now. But also, sti is a colloquial abbreviation for questi, these masculine. This metaphor refers to all those situations where artists are figuratively locked out of opportunities due to their anti-conformism, since it makes them unfit for popular media where commercial content is favored. Sguardo in alto, tipo scalatori. Looking up like climbers. As you might have noticed, the song has the recurring theme of the path to success and anti-conformity seen as an uphill road or a mountain to climb. But not only. Here, sguardo in alto could be translated as heads up, as in proudly follow your dreams and your ideals, even if you are from a less than favorable background and society is against you. Quindi, scusa mamma se sto sempre fuori. Ma, so sorry mom if I'm always out, but here we can interpret sto sempre fuori, I'm always out, in different ways. For example, literally, as in the members of the band are always out to hang out or perform, but also metaphorically, as in out of mind, aka not thinking according to the norm. Then we have the refrain. Sono fuori di testa, ma diverso da loro. I'm out of my mind, but different from them. E tu sei fuori di testa, ma diversa da loro. And you are out of your mind, but different from them. Siamo fuori di testa, ma diversi da loro. We are out of our minds, but different from them. Siamo fuori di testa, ma diversi da loro. We are out of our minds, but different from them. Here we find two interesting things. First, fuori di testa literally means out of head, as in out of mind, crazy, but in a peculiar way. The Måneskin are crazy, as in dreamers and against social norms. On the other hand, those calling them out of their mind are crazy too, for following social norms that oppress and destroy everyone. Second, we have different repeated several times, diverso in singular masculine, diversa in singular feminine, and diversi plural masculine. The plural is only in the masculine form due to an Italian linguistic phenomenon called maschile sovraesteso, literally overextended masculine. According to this rule, when you refer to a group of subjects that includes elements of both genders, you use the masculine. Io ho scritto pagine e pagine. Ho visto sale, poi lacrime. I wrote pages and pages, I saw salt and tears. Questi uomini in macchina e non scalare le rapide. These men by car and not climbing the rapids. Here we see the dichotomy between all those who, like Måneskin, had to fight to get where they are, and, on the other side, those who were born with privilege. However, the privilege represented by the car makes the people unfit for success since they never had to face hardships represented by the rapids. In this metaphor, you can't go against the strong current of the rapids, as in conformist society, with a car, the privilege. To go against the tide, the flow, you need to swim or row, as in thinking outside of the box. Ho scritto sopra una lapide. In casa mia non c'è Dio. I wrote on a tombstone, in my house there's no God. ma se trovi il senso del tempo, risalirai dal tuo oblio. But if you find the sense of time, you will emerge from your oblivion. In Italy, due to the strong presence of the Vatican, rebelling against authority means going against the Catholic Church as well. And in fact, in the house of Måneskin, there's no God, no prayers, just willpower and self-determination. The sense of time and life is not given by God, it has to be found. You are your own salvation. E non c'è vento che fermi la naturale potenza. And there is no wind that stops the natural power. Dal punto giusto di vista del vento senti l'ebbrezza. From the right point of view of the wind you feel the thrill. Con ali in cera alla schiena ricercherò quell'altezza. With wax wings on my back I will seek that height. This is a reference to Icarus myth. Se vuoi fermarmi, ritenta. Prova a tagliarmi la testa perché. If you want to stop me, try again. Try to cut off my head because. As in, cut off my head because the only way to stop me is to keep me from thinking for myself. And we have the refrain. Sono fuori di testa, ma diverso da loro. I'm out of my mind, but different from them. E tu sei fuori di testa, ma diversa da loro. And you are out of your mind, but different from them. Siamo fuori di testa, ma diversi da loro. We are out of our minds, but different from them. Siamo fuori di testa, ma diversi da loro. We are out of our minds, but different from them. Parla, la gente purtroppo parla. Talk, people unfortunately talk. Non sa di che cosa parla. They don't know what they are talking about. Tu portami dove sto a galla. You take me where I stay afloat. Che qui mi manca l'aria. Since here I'm running out of air. We live in an era that normalized the continuous and almost unfiltered expression of thoughts. Social media has become a thoughtless, relentless, obnoxious stream of consciousness that flattens reality. For nothing multidimensional can be swallowed by the black and white perception of the internet. Even those who pretend to go against the standards are, in the end, just another stream that leads to the endless sticks of polarized interaction that it is the virtual social life. Quoting another Måneskin song, "You are not iconic, you are just like them all, don't act like you don't know." This stanza is repeated 3 times to reinforce the concept, express the frustration of such situation and possibly as a mockery of the Holy Trinity. In fact, as previously mentioned, in Italian culture, rebellion against authority is often related to a rejection of the Catholic Church due to its not so positive influence. Parla, la gente purtroppo parla. Talk, people unfortunately talk. Non sa di che cosa parla. They don't know what they are talking about. Tu portami dove sto a galla. You take me where I stay afloat. Che qui mi manca l'aria. Since here I'm running out of air. Parla, la gente purtroppo parla. Talk, people unfortunately talk. Non sa di che cazzo parla. They don't know what the fuck they are talking about. Here, the swear word is used, like in the previous case, to grab the attention of the listener and to reinforce the concept in addition to the repetition. Tu portami dove sto a galla. You take me where I stay afloat. Che qui mi manca l'aria. Since here I'm running out of air. Then we have one last refrain. Ma sono fuori di testa, ma diverso da loro. But I'm out of my mind, but different from them. E tu sei fuori di testa, ma diversa da loro. And you are out of your mind, but different from them. Siamo fuori di testa, ma diversi da loro. We are out of our minds, but different from them. E siamo fuori di testa, ma diversi da loro. And we're out of our minds, but different from them. Noi siamo diversi da loro. We are different from them. And there you have it, a deeper dive into the meaning behind Zitti E Buoni by Måneskin. I'd love to know what you think about the meaning of this song and which Italian song you'd like to see next. Grazie for watching and...
Arrivederci.